Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning and I woke up about half an hour ago, had my breakfast, did my face routine, which is for the morning, just washing my face, moisturizing and applying sunscreen when I remember. I usually don't put sunscreen, but today seems to be a little bit sunny and it's going to be pouring down later on. But instead of just showing you my empties video, which I am kind of getting bored of, I also like to make videos that I want to see. I thought I would put this more into context and actually have more depth to it. So the reason why I usually film my empties videos is because it's usually a Sunday morning and I am cleaning the house, and a lot of the stuff that I finish tends to be recyclable. So it's also the day where I take my recycling out, and so that is a very big driver. But the bigger picture of it is that I am on a journey trying to get a very harmonious home, harmonious place, and get into that stage where everything that I have is actually perfect for me. Some people, some proponents of minimalism call it having the right things for you. Marie Kondo calls it sparking joy. For me, recently, because I have had the ADHD diagnosis, I would call it a sensory-friendly home, or just an ADHD-friendly home, which is, I feel having the label kind of helps, because then I know why I'm doing these things and where they fit and how they improve my life. So just very quickly, the kind of things that I need to do to make my home ADHD-friendly is remove the distractions, visual distractions. So you don't want to have a lot of there was a plane. You don't want to have a lot of things all over that. Whenever you look, you have that mental stimulation of tons of things happening at the same time. So that's the first thing. The second thing is having a structure, so not having to make too many decisions about where to put things. For instance, when you come straight through the door, you need to have a designated spot for your shoes, and then you just put your shoes immediately there versus just putting them in the hallway and thinking that you will get them another time, which is the case for me now. I have 2 pairs of boots that are laying in the hallway because I still haven't perfected the space for everything. The other thing that I want to do is essentially not have things on display and have them have their own designated spot that just fits them, so no overflow. Sorry. So this is, I always have a raspy voice in the morning. Even when I eat, it just takes me an hour or two until I actually get a smooth voice, but I don't mind. This is why I'm filming these empties, besides the review bit. For today's video, I thought I'd show you a little bit extra by showing you what I'm trying to do to make my home better. So in last video, I mentioned that I had a storage space, I was paying for it monthly, and that I wanted to eventually not have to use that. So I have ordered some furniture. You can see there is a box of one of these furniture, but I also bought 2 other things. I bought a caddy for the bathroom to store my items, and then I bought a small, like, movable kind of piece of furniture that initially I wanted to put right behind me, but I'm having second thoughts. I might put it over there. And then I also have a shelf that will go behind me over there. So I'm trying to use a lot of the empty space, but also not overclutter the things. Now, I do also have a couple of bits of storage that are full of product, and this is why I had gone into a sort of no-buy. But then I realized that I actually continue to buy things. It's just that I'm a lot more considerate about what I'm getting. So first thing I'm gonna do is try to install this thing, the bathroom shelves. Right, so I have finished it. That's what it looks like. How perfect is that? Just where I need it. My idea is to remove all the storage that I have under here eventually, but I mostly want to actually remove the storage that I have. Wait, in my room, this whole thing is actually used for my extra cosmetics, so it's already late tonight, which means I'm not going to organize that, but ideally I want to get a lot of this stuff
into that storage bit, and then this becomes some of my clothing storage that I can bring from my storage unit. I think this should have the content of one suitcase or like one of the clear boxes that I have. This is the tower once it's filled. It does get quite a few products in it. Ideally, I would have wanted every one of these things to be a specific category. Right now, what I did is that this is all hair care, and it's the stuff that I continuously use. So you have my Moroccan oil hydrator, you have some rose water, you have all my brushes and like tools that I use whenever I style my hair. So this is the section that is going to be mostly used. The other ones are actually whatever I could physically fit in here. So it's not organized, but in the near future, what I would like to have is something like body care, nails, something like extra facial stuff. But ideally, I wanted to have all my beauty products living in my bathroom and not scattered all around. I have started doing that. I will insert a clip of when I got the caddy, and then I will do my empties, and then I'll show you again a clip of what my caddy looks like and how much progress I need to make. I will also show you the other piece of furniture and what impact it had on my living room. And then for the third piece, I didn't build it yet. I might build it another time. So let's get started with the empties portion. I'll start with face because I think that's the most interesting, and I'll try to go in the routine of application. So first thing I have is a face cleanser. This is the Coralie Mousse Nettoyante Fleur de Vigne. It's a foaming cleanser made of grapes. It's very light. This whole thing feels just like water. The mechanism that makes it foam is just the pump itself, so it's not foaming inside. It is still a liquid, so it doesn't have those drying agents that sometimes when you hear skincare professionals say don't use foaming cleansers. They mean the cleansers that actually foam up on your skin, not necessarily the ones where the mechanism makes it foam. I feel it was very lightweight, and maybe that was perfect for summer. Because I didn't necessarily need to have a lot of cleansing, but I just feel like for the winter, and now we're in fall, it's very cold right now, I just feel like it's a bit too light. It didn't do much. Now I got this when it was on offer on Look Fantastic, so I bought 2 of these, and my initial thought was once I finish this I'm gonna start using the other one, but I just didn't feel like it. So I finished this yesterday, and today I just decided to start using the Aesop in 2 minds. It's a little bit thicker as a cleanser. I feel like I'm gonna have a problem with the dosage, but it's fine. I like it much better. I feel like it cleans a lot more versus this, which is so inoffensive. It's for sensitive skin that I almost don't get that joy of feeling like my skin is being cleansed. So it's not a bad product, but I just think it's too mild for me. I'm a little bit, go and do it, right? Then I have the Ordinary Alpha Arbutin 2% and H plus HA. This is Alpha Arbutin helps with hyperpigmentation, and HA is hyaluronic acid, which helps with moisture retention if you apply moisturizer on top. The reason why I have used this is because I did have, now I'm not wearing any makeup so you guys can see. I'm gonna put you closer. It might be uncomfortable for you guys, but keeping it real. So, you know, I get the usual hormonal spot every now and then around my jawline. I have picked something here. I get a little bit of hormonal acne and things like that. Now, typically, if you do your skincare well, it shouldn't be a problem. The problem with having a darker skin is that my skin tends to scar very easily, and so I always end up having the spot for months. So even if now my skincare is much better, and I haven't had a lot of hormonal breakouts, like I might have had one small one. If I have one, I know for sure that I'm going to have the thing for like 9 months up to 2 years. And so that's why I need to use things like that. So the Alpha Arbutin just helps kind of address that hyperpigmentation. I had it from the Ordinary. I have an entire small section, which is from the Container Store. It's just an acrylic holder that has a lot of the Ordinary pieces. And because I know I bought a lot of them within the same period, I just wanted to start working through them.
So I used it. I think it was good. I will not repurchase it right now just because, as I said, I have an entire section. So what I'm going to use now is the azelaic acid. It's just a suspension that comes in a cream tube like that. And I feel like I didn't give it enough love because a few times before when I tried to use it, it didn't layer well with my skin, etc. But I feel that because now I use a lot less products and I also wait a lot between application, I just feel like I can use that cream. So I think I'm halfway through it because I was using it on and off. But I want to finish it first before moving to something else. And I'm not going to buy anything to address hyperpigmentation. I think if you don't have something really deep, this is good enough. But for me, as I'm trying to finish certain things, I'm not really gonna use that. This is my The Ordinary section. I still have quite a few products that I bought around the same time that I want to finish. So that's why I'm not buying any few more. My new cleanser in Two Minds, I really like it. It's a lot more viscous than the quarterly one. And this is the new azelaic cream that I use instead of the alpha arbutin. You can tell it's almost gone. Then I have this Bobbi Brown face base. It is with vitamins. They call it the vitamin enriched base, and I think they position it as a sort of hybrid between your moisturizing and your primer. And I have seen a lot of makeup artists use this before applying makeup. It comes as a very thick pale yellow cream that feels very cushiony. I loved it. I think I had used it just to see, and then I realized that I was looking forward every morning to actually using it. My only concern is I'm just worried whether it's something that is too close to a makeup primer than it is a skincare. I will have to do my research on it, but this is generally a cream that I just couldn't put down once I started using. It took me some time also to finish it. I mean, it's a tiny pot, and I love the Bobbi Brown packaging. I just think it's so sleek. It feels like a treat. I love the black and white. Again, it's really nice aesthetically versus all the clash of colors that I see. Especially recently, I have noticed a lot of hair care products are going with the bright pink, etc. And this is the highest level of snobbery, but I'm actually aiming to have a very visually pleasing skincare routine, and I'm going to do that eventually. But Bobbi Brown definitely fits the bill. I'm not sure whether I want to purchase it or not, the full size, because I don't really have many creams. That's the only good news, is that right now I'm using these travel sizes because I'm exploring with all the creams that I have, and also as part of decluttering I want to finish some of the smaller sizes. But I think there will be a point where I need to make up my mind and decide which day cream I want to buy. And for now, this is really up there. It helps that it also has a very nice citrusy smell, but that is not very sickly. I'm not a big fan of fragrance in general, but this one was more than tolerated. It was actually enjoyable. So this would have been something that is very skincare related. This is more a makeup / skincare. So whenever it gets a bit cold, I feel like I like to apply perfect makeup. You have seen my extra glam makeup routine. That's what I would do. I would say 4 times out of 5 that I go to work, right? There will always be the odd day where I just don't feel like wearing makeup, and so I just put something very light, just some concealer, some powder, lipstick, and I'm out the door. I don't need mascara typically anyway. But on those days where I want to do my makeup properly, I also want to have that flawless skin feel. I don't like the feeling of going out and having that powder layer, and I also don't like the full coverage. So I feel that having a setting spray is something that just brings back life into your skin, but also gives it that relatable, less Instagram look. And I feel that once I apply this, whatever extra powder I had will actually look like skin. Whenever I had done my freckles, they don't look like the dot. They actually look a little bit more like a freckle, because I do have lots of freckles right now, especially on my nose and around this area and a couple here. But when I apply makeup, they kind of fade, so I have to redraw them. And this makes them look again like they would look if I didn't have makeup on. MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus is a classic. They have brought up a lot of other scents. I've never tried any of these. Right now, because I finished this, I'm obviously going back to MAC it. I'm using the Caudalie Beauty Elixir, and while I really love it, I feel like because it has essential oils and a bit of alcohol, I feel like it's a little bit drying versus this, which is moisturizing. And I also feel like I end up using a lot more of the Caudalie one versus this one. So once I have two of the Caudalie one, I have a hydrosol from Aesop, etc. But having done the rounds, I feel like I'm going to go back to my trusty Prep and Prime from MAC. It was the original. It's not a fixing spray, so it's a setting spray. It helps with the texture of the makeup, and I will repurchase it. So highly recommend it. You might want to try something else, but I just feel like simple water doesn't really do the same thing. Then I have finished a small Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment. This is, there was a time, I would say about 5-6 years ago, where this was it. This was one of the most sought after products. At the time, it was marketed as something that was niche for makeup artists in Hollywood, and that they were making exclusively now available for the bigger population through Sephora. And I remember everybody wanted to have it. It was very expensive. You had all these people like having their thumbnails with the mask because you could see the little dots of sebum and things like that, little bits of herbs. And then I think so that was really the explosion, like the boom period for Glam Glow. And then they started coming up with all these masks and geared more for Instagrammers and things like that, like things with glitter and blah and blah and blah. I think the first two masks that they came up with, people said, okay, fine, this is very dry and very aggressive. They came up with something that was very hydrating, Thirsty Mud and things like that. So that kind of made sense. But then they just started multiplying all the things that they were doing. And I think they lost at least audience like me when they started doing a glitter mask. Like, I'm not buying a mask just so that I can post it on Instagram. So that did kind of die away. I also, in the meantime, had a mask from Avon, of all places, that was geared for young people. That was exactly the same effect. The only thing it didn't have was the pieces of leaves, but that was it. And I was using that black mask from Avon as a replacement for this. Then I think I might have switched to Flavanol Matte by Niord. And so it's been quite a while I hadn't used the Glam Glow. And then one day I just decided to start using it again just on my nose, because I tend to have a bit of congestion. Like, I don't have really much right now because I have been very diligent in getting facials. But I still think the original thing, I still think it's as good as it ever was. I just feel like it is a tad overpriced given that a lot of other brands have caught up. The only thing that makes it a little bit different than your traditional mud mask is the fact that it has a bit of acids. And so I feel like, okay, fine, you could have that slight chemical exfoliation, but nothing prevents you from using a proper mask, clay mask, and then just using a bit of glycolic from The Ordinary. So I would not purchase this specifically. I have received it as part of the box, so I would pay for a box if it has it in it, but I wouldn't go and seek it specifically. I definitely spent a lot more time explaining it to you guys, just because I feel that it's been ages we haven't talked about this product, and it is quite good. I used it as a spot treatment when I had my hormonal breakouts a couple months ago. I just felt like I needed that bit of a drying power. But yeah, I wouldn't repurchase it. It's still an amazing product. I just wouldn't go and seek it. A product I thought I would never finish is Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. This is one of the most amazing, simple, basic cleansing balms by Clinique. I think it is the one product. I'm not really a Clinique kind of girl. Like, I have had an eyeliner from them, maybe a couple of things, but this is the one product that will get me to the Clinique counter, because I don't even go to that brand. Like, but this, it is just, its beauty is in its simplicity, because it's just a white grease that you put on your face. You clean up. My battery is flashing. Oh my god! You clean up, all the makeup goes away, use a flannel, and it just emulsifies and perfection. So I had this before. I repurchased this. I currently am trying to finish quite a few cleaning products, so I would probably not repurchase right now, but it's definitely going to re-emerge in my routine at some point. I'm gonna now film as much as possible, and then when it dies, I'm going to refilm the other bit. Then I go to hair care, and for this I only have 2 products. So I have the Moroccan Oil Intense Hydrating Mask. This is a product that I had bought when I had my last haircut. Actually, I'm getting a haircut next week again because I'm still thinking what I want to do with my hair, okay? So I just want to cut off all the bits that still have a bit of dye, blonde, brown, whatever. And I'm probably going to keep all my hair black, and then we'll see. And when I mean black, I mean natural undyed, not black as in you could have already just put a box dye or something, right? But when I had used the products when I was at the salon, the styling product, I just loved the smell, I loved the texture, I loved how it made me feel. So when I was there, I ended up buying obviously the entire series, and I have finished the hydrating moisturizer and bought it again, and I think it is a moisturizer that will continue buying. The curling cream, I still have it, still didn't finish it. I don't think I will repurchase. I feel like it's just normal, and I also don't need to curl my hair. I'm fine with having frizzy hair. The hydrating mask was amazing, just amazing. The smell is also very delicate. It's one of those masks when the moment you put it, you feel like it almost feels like you put a very ripe banana and mashed it and put it all over your hair. And my hair just drinks this stuff, and it feels very soft. It feels bouncy. It feels alive. So really, really, really like it. I'm not really sure whether I want to repurchase, because in the meantime I bought the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair because I've heard so much about it. I bought the big mask. So I'm right now comparing the two. I've only used the Briogeo once. So far I think they're on par, but it might come down just to the price of it, and I might stick with the Briogeo because it also has an amazing smell. Talking of which, I have this thing from them. I didn't buy it. I got it for free in one of the boxes that I purchased. I stopped keeping track of which boxes I get just because I honestly stopped buying boxes. Like, it's been ages. But I am now going through a lot of the sample sizes that I have. So this is the Farewell Frizz Rosarco Milk Leave-In Conditioning Spray. I've used it twice and finished it on my hair. You're meant to spray it on your damp hair. It feels like a very, very lightweight milk, and I think this is not meant for my hair texture or my hair density. It's probably for people with straight Caucasian hair that have the random frizz and they just apply it. For me, I just felt like that was a waste of money. If I had paid for it, I didn't. But yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this. It smelled amazing. It's a Briogeo product. All of their products smell, oh my god, all of their products smell amazing, but I would not use it. What I will use that for though is that I really like the spray, I really like the bottle, so I'm going to just empty it, remove the label, because I'm trying to really work on my sensory thing for ADHD, and I'm going to fill it with the MAC brush cleanser, so that I use that in the morning when I spot clean my brushes. The last few things are all body care, so I'm going to show you that very quickly while my battery is flashing, and then I'll show you the bathroom bit. I thought that by building the thing, I would empty this whole thing into it, but as you can see, I only managed to free up maybe 40% of this. I don't really mind. I still think it's manageable. I'm going to keep it like that for a bit, but the good news is that I already start seeing that I'm using some of the stuff that I had, so I'm already starting to use some of the samples that I had. This thing is a little bit empty in here. These are my little sample boxes. These things I had bought quite some time ago, and I think I'm gonna start using them now because they were meant for this season. And if I hadn't tried to organize this bit, I would probably not have seen them, so I'm gonna keep these out. I was just folding some of my stuff in here. Let me show you my makeup section. I'm also happy about my makeup section. It is evolving a bit. It is evolving. I have depotted the brush cleanser already, so you can see that now it fits right nicely in here.
I think that by having everything in one place, I am definitely using my product. I have made progress on a lot of products, even those that are new, and it makes me feel good because then I'm not one of those YouTubers who show you stuff but actually it never gets used. The second thing that I built is actually this. I built it all fine except this thing where I accidentally flipped it. I don't think these were meant to be visible, but other than that I think I did quite a good job. That's what it looks like. It is on wheels, so you can actually move it all the time. It has this hidden, it has this like segment over here, and I think that it's nice when you have a party or something to move it around. I'm not really a party animal, so that's not gonna happen, but just putting a lot of the visual clutter inside, and even things that I absolutely don't want to see can go inside here, is good. Initially I wanted to put it around here, but because I'm also gonna have this thing and build it over there, I wasn't sure whether I would have enough space. The good news is that because this comes on wheels, I can always move it. What that did is that I was able to take this small lamp, which was sitting over there, and keep it in this corner so that this one works. And I moved the long lamp that I had here over there so that it balances the light. The only issue I have is that the plug for the light doesn't work there, so I'm gonna have to call the electrician to fix that. And that also allowed me to finally put my bouquet on the table rather than having the lamp, because I had nowhere else to put the lamp. So I feel like it kind of helped the aesthetic of the room and balancing it out, because then I don't have to put a lot of stuff on this section here, because I had the lamp there, I had the bouquet there. This is where I was filming. This is part of my empties because I have recycled the others, and I'm obviously still in the process of building all that furniture, so that's why I still have that here. I'm going to probably build this sometime next week because I'm still working on that. So guys, my battery died, and I recharged it just a little bit to film this last portion because I'm gonna go get my eyebrows done. I'm going to the Benefit Brow Bar just to get them slightly waxed, just cleaned up. Like, my shape doesn't change because I like to keep them thick, but fine. So we'll do body care. I was talking about this, yeah. So the Atelier Rebelle, this is my second one. When I went in Copenhagen, I bought 3 of them because I think they had an offer where you could get 3 for 2 or something like that. But also I have noticed whenever I buy products that I think I'm gonna like, I always buy 2 or 3 for some reason. So either I buy 3 at once if I already know I like it, or if I bought a product and I liked it, I usually go like the following week and buy another one. I have noticed this in me, and it's something that I really need to work on because it contributes to me building up that that clutter that I have. I think I no longer am in a position where I cannot have a product if I think I need it, right? That was probably the case when I was in Morocco. I needed to get some products from the US and things like that. It might have been a little bit the case in Brussels, where I was traveling 90% of the time and couldn't get a lot of things. But here in the UK, I feel like I can get things shipped to my office. They stay there until I arrive. It's a lot less of a hassle, and quite a few products are just available if I walk around. And I live in a nice area where I genuinely enjoy walking around. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this. I'm currently using the third one and I'm kind of struggling with it because, you know, body washes are one of those things that you cannot really get too excited about. So I noticed that recently, as it got colder, I started using my Moroccan what is it called? We call it sabon bildi. So it's like black soap. It's made of olive leftovers, so it's just a black soap kind of thing with essential oils. And I noticed that I just enjoy using that more, just because of I think the feeling of it is something that you need to work onto your skin. It's also the smell of it that I feel just marries very well with the steam from the shower. And because I don't tend to overheat my apartment, I hate wasting electricity. I just feel that is just a very nice warm hug. You know, like I just pour a bath, apply that on, and it just feels nice. So I enjoy it a lot better than this. This is more of a summer, maybe fall, but I'm not using it as much as I used to.
Then I have this Quercus liquid hand wash, again one of the things that I had in rotation. I have another one of these over there. I'm just trying to finish these. I had bought them in June 2018. June 2018. I had just arrived to the UK. There was an offer on them, I think around either end of June or like beginning of July, and I bought a few of these. That's why I keep having them. I would not go again and repurchase because I don't think they're anything special. As I said in a previous video, I'm really trying to get my hands on the Doers of London hand wash. Sadly, they don't sell it to individuals, but I'm going to keep trying to chase it because I just love the scent of it. Finished the Sensodyne Pro Enamel something toothpaste. Right now I'm not using this. I have switched back to using my Aesop toothpaste. I don't really have as much sensitivity as I used to. I think part of it is just getting used to like drinking cold things, etc. I don't really try my teeth. I know that I already have sensitive teeth, but they're pretty healthy. I had my dental check and she said it's quite nice. So I do try to alternate between a fluoride toothpaste and non-fluoride toothpaste. Obviously the research on it is very mixed and I'm not going to just get into that. But you know, I change my toothpaste every now and then. I love the Marvis one. I have, again, 3 of them. I always buy things in 3. But I'm now using the Aesop one. Then I have this Nivea Black and White Invisible Original. It's a 48-hour antiperspirant that I bought. I think I was traveling to Germany and I was at the airport. I went to Boots and I said, okay, so what is a tiny deodorant that I could take with me? I ended up loving it and I started using it almost everywhere, and I think it's very effective. Obviously, it's not a natural deodorant, so that's why I think I find it a lot more effective than the stuff that I had before. But I just loved it. So it wasn't just for my trips. I found out that I will just have it in my gym bag and other things, and I think I'm going to just stick to that. I have a couple deodorants that are spray form. I have a few that are like natural ones that I'm still trying to test, but I might actually just revert back to something as basic as this, and I will pick my battles instead of trying to go with the deodorant route that is natural and blah blah blah, because I just feel like it's too much hassle and I still haven't found the holy grail. So while I will keep looking, I think I still need to have my nice options. Finish this Steradent thing. This is actually for dentures, for people who have a full denture placed, but I actually I have to wear a night guard because I grind my teeth. I think part of the reason why I didn't sleep well for a few days was because I forgot to put it on, and I know when I didn't put it on because I wake up tired with a slight headache because I really grind my jaws. So I use that to clean them because I never found a nice cleaner for my night guard, so I'm still on the look for it. And I think that the ones that I found on Amazon were super expensive. This is very inexpensive at Boots, so I repurchased it, which reminds me I need to buy another one. But yeah, and then the last couple of things are pretty random, but you know, a few months ago I had gained a lot of weight, and because of the mirtazapine medicine that I was taking. And then I stopped it, and then I went on a journey trying to lose that extra weight to go back to my normal shape. But I have noticed that every time that I work out, I get unbelievably painful DOMS. So for those of you who don't know, DOMS is delayed onset muscle soreness. But most people get it usually like the following day. You know, all the guys in my office complain about, oh my god, it started raining and I'm about to go get my eyebrows done. Fine. I just wear a parka or something. But I get them not the following day. I always get them 48 hours later. And with some types of exercises, especially like if I have worked my legs or something like that, I die. And I'm not talking about me lifting heavy weights or anything. It's just even if it was just running or something like that, which I have stopped doing, by the way, because my knees are completely messed up. I just have so much pain that I cannot even get out of bed. Matter of fact, I cannot even sleep because I am a tosser when I sleep. I toss all the time, and I just feel like I can't even turn in my bed because it hurts so much. And so one of the things that I had bought was this deep heat. It's kind of like those heating creams that you put on your muscles. I think the first tube that I had bought was really good and it really worked. Then I bought a spray version of that and realized I was allergic to it because my skin broke out in hives immediately, and that was on top of the pain of the muscles. So I decided to stop using the spray. And then I bought a second tube of that, and then it didn't really work. On my last DOMS, it didn't work. So I think I really need to investigate why I get such pain, because a bit of discomfort is normal. Struggling going up and down the stairs is normal. Not being able to sleep is just not normal. So I think a big part of it is because I'm dehydrated and I don't drink enough water. But I still need to investigate that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you before I run for my appointment with Chloe is I'm tossing this thing. This was a travel bag from Kiko that I bought when I was in Brussels like 3 years ago, and it had it was meant to have a compartment for your makeup, your brushes and everything, and it is faux leather. And I wanted to make it work, and it worked for me for quite some time, and then it stopped working for me. And it's one of those things that actually do take up space, and I was feeling so bad keeping it. But then I just decided, you know what, I never use it. It's been sitting there for ages making me feel bad. The money is already spent. I will just put it somewhere in a nice box in the trash, and maybe somebody will pick it up. So it's gonna go into the donation box. We'll see if somebody wants it. If they don't want it, they can always toss it, right? But that is it for the empties. I hope that you actually enjoyed the fact that it's a little bit different. I really wanted to show you why me pursuing the trash is important, because I really want to work on the feel of my house, and I really want to help my condition as much as possible. So I hope that this different take on the video and the fact that I put different segments inside it made it more interesting than you watching a 30-minute video of trash. But let me know what you thought about this format in the comments, and whether you like me including different topics in these standard videos or not. And I will see you very soon on my channel. Take care.